Hi, it's Brittany from the Empurrium. Welcome back to my channel. Today's another video in the 13 Days of Halloween video series. We're making the Shade Slayer. It's a pattern from K.Azcona Designs, and it was pretty quick and easy, nice and satisfying. I'm really having fun with all these little projects. I feel like I don't get to make enough like quick makes on like a regular basis, but it was fun. I found some sunglasses, so I don't have to take my glasses off, but this is the medium size, and I feel like it fits like a regular adult size pair of sunglasses real nice. So there are 3 sizes, I believe, like small, medium, and large. There might be 4. Really bad at details sometimes. I used cotton woven from my website. This is my Ghost Muse print. Got a Heartwood and Hide label. I used some like faux glitter cotton woven, and then I used like a pearly pink. It might be called Starfish from More Me Know. My Spring Snap is from Wizardry, and I used Dusty Rose. I think it's Tech 70 from Wizardry also. I used my Juki 8700 since it was the main sewing construction was uninterfaced woven. But we'll go over cutting and sewing it. I hope you enjoy. I hope you check out the rest of the 13 days of Halloween, and I hope you have a great day. The Shade Slayer has multiple sizes. I'm going to do the medium. There is a main pattern piece, a main stabilizer, and then you can pick the size of the tab. I went with C. It's pieces C or D. And okay, maybe I think I did this right. Okay, there's a 1-inch version and a 3/4 version. I'm gonna do the 1-inch. So that piece is gonna be with vinyl. I picked out a little like pearlescent one. It says to cut 1. I like doing like a double tab. Okay. I thought at first I was going to use vinyl, and then I started reading over the pattern some more. I'm going to use cotton woven. I'm going to use an exterior print and a lining print, and then it says interfacing and fusible fleece. So I've got my Geeky Fuse, Geeky Fleece, and Geeky Fuse Poly Soft. Thought I had cotton soft. Don't matter. So we'll do one of each of those, and then the exterior and lining. So let's see here. For the exterior, we want to cut 1. It looks like with the words up. And I want, when it folds over, I want the little kitty there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set my clip bowl on this. Hopefully it won't shift on me. Am I doing this right? Mine's going to fold the other way now. Technically, this goes like this. It'll go that way. It's fine. I'll just have to make sure I mirror it. All is well. I realized also when I was cutting my pattern out, I was having some printer issues, and I had to buy a new printer because it was not printing anything but black, and it would appear I'm missing some markings on my pattern piece. So I'm gonna have to probably eyeball my snap placement but I think it'll be okay. Oh, yes, so mine's gonna go like this. That's fine. Okay, so there is my exterior with my main print. And then for my lining, I'm gonna take that pattern piece and I'm going to mirror it. For me, pattern placement and whatnot does not matter with this print. It's just like a faux glitter woven. All right, now we've got that. So there are two main pieces. Now we have our stabilizer piece, and we need to cut one fusible fleece, one interfacing mirrored. So we'll want to make sure we're paying attention to the side the glue is on of each. All right, so I'm doing glue up. And I'm thinking this is cotton woven and the interfacing is out of the seam allowance, it looks like. So I think I'm going to use my 8700 instead of my 1181. Yeah, when I originally was looking at the pattern in my head, it was vinyl with raw edges, and it's not. But that's cool. We can do either. I think you could easily adapt it to be vinyl with raw edges. There might be directions out there already, but I'm trying to move a little bit faster with my 13 Days of Halloween video series, so don't really have extra time to play with everything. All right, glue up. I'm going to turn this piece. And then these are going to get matched up, fitting them onto the exterior and lining pieces. So let's see here. I've got both of these pieces, and then you want the glue down, and you're going to center it, glue down, center it, and then I'll press these at my heat press. That's the word. Let's see here. So she just does, is it just one layer? So there's the tab and the tab stabilizer, and it says 1 and 1. There's a tab back. Okay, maybe I needed those other pieces. Ah, okay. Where'd my other piece go? Here it is. Ah, yes. Okay. So you have the tab and the tab stabilizer. Let me see how she puts this together. Oh, okay. So you're putting the stabilizer onto your vinyl pieces, and then you're putting them together and stitching and then trimming. So it's kind of similar to what I do with other tabs. I personally am going to not stabilize my tab because my vinyl is a decent heft. So I'm going to cut a chunk that is big enough to do both. And then I'm going to trace this one. And this, I'm just doing that. This is my preferred way to do tabs. All right, so I've traced this one. I'm going to cut this one out very carefully. And then what I'll do is I'll take a piece of double-sided tape and tape that down and stitch it. So that'll give me a double-sided tab. If I want to, I can edge coat it, but I don't have to. All right, so let me make sure. I think I've got everything. I'll just need the snap. Yep. All right, so I'm going to interface these and then I'll meet you at the machine. All right, so we're going to sew the shades layer. I went ahead and I pressed the interfacing onto the two main pieces. So you have your main exterior and your main lining. And then I have the two pieces for the tab. Also, sorry, my phone decided it wanted to start recording, so I was like, let's go with it, even though I am finishing threading this. So I'm going to need some tape. We're also going to be installing a snap. You can use a cam snap or a spring snap. I really enjoy using the spring snaps. I think some places call them fashion snaps, but I'm thinking I'll use a rainbow one. So I'll need my hole punch and a set of those snaps. That also means I'll have to change out the dies on my machine. And then I'll also be using one of my nameplates. But what we're going to do first is we're going to work on the tab for the snap. So like I said, I cut one out, and then I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and I'm going to tape them together, and then I'll stitch around this. So it is on the bigger piece. We're going to stitch around that. So this is my first time sewing any vinyl on this machine. One day I would like to try making a bag on it. I feel like my tension is a little off. Yeah, too tight. I think when I go to work on my pattern, I'd like to apologize because my neighbors apparently got new motorcycles. Yeah, that's been going on for the last hour. And it used to be like that. And then there was a motorcycle accident right down the road, and I'm pretty sure it was them, and they got a new one. Okay, so what I was saying is I want to make my pattern, the Gabriella handbag, on this machine also, to show like different materials. Yeah, so it's not, I'm not used to stitching it on it. Kind of like twisted a little, but I think it's gonna be fine by the time we have it shaped and all that. So what I'll do now is I've got these two stitched together, and I will just really carefully cut this. These Kai scissors, truly so good. And then just make sure they match up. Yeah, it's pretty twisty. I'll have to figure out using this a little bit better. And then I'm going to punch the hole for my spring snap. And I will install that a little bit later. I'll do off camera because I need to change those dies. All right. So we're going to, it tells you to put the female snap on also right now. I need to put mine on later because on my pattern piece, it did not print. So I could have printed another piece, but I'm going to wait. And then we have the pattern piece. There's a guide on it. And it tells you where that this placement of this needs to go also, but it is centered on the top, so I'm not worried about that too much. I'm gonna eyeball it again. It wasn't on my pattern piece. We're gonna base that in place, and you want it to hang an inch over the top for the pattern. So, like this. So funny it's twisted. It'll be fine. All right. And she says if you have a label, now's the time to stitch it on. So let me grab my label. Oh, let's see here. I think a black and pink will be cute. A little bit of tape. Okay. So this is going to be the front. Like this. So I'm going to place this on that side. I could put it on the back. I could put it on the back. I'm gonna put it on here and then I'm eyeballing it. So when it folds and when this folds over, it's gonna look like that. All right, I've never stitched a nameplate on this machine either. It's so different. The stitches, it's just like, to me, so we call this one, my boyfriend does, he calls it the baby Juki, and then he'll call my 1181 the big Juki, and it's just like everything is tinier on it. Alright, and then I'm going to pull all my threads to the back and I'm going to knot them off. My fingers don't want to work right now. It's like they protest when I'm tying knots sometimes. Alright, so there is that on there. Okay, got our label. We need to put these right sides together and clip them. Sorry, my daughter is at her friend's house, so I'm like, oh, my phone went off. All right, so I am just matching up points and corners as best as I can. Did a pretty good job cutting this with the paper pattern. Something I can't say much. All right, so this is what we have. There should be a snap right here, but I'm still going to be able to put it on because we're going to leave a turning hole here. And I'm going to figure out where I need to put that snap. But if I had reprinted the pattern piece, I wouldn't need to. Anyways, we are going to stitch around these, leaving a turning hole. And when I go over the tab, I'm just going to back stitch a little bit. And then make sure you leave that turning hole when you get to the other end. Okay, from here, we're going to make some snips at our angles. So like here, we're trimming, and you're doing that so that when you turn it right side out, all your corners are going to look good. And here in the center of this point, you're going to kind of go in. So I know it's so hard to see right there. So get all of your corners. Just make sure you aren't going so far that you're cutting into your stitches or your seam. You don't want to do that. All right, we're going to turn this right sides out. And she tells you to press with an iron. Oh, mine isn't plugged in. Guess I can't. I'm really good at finger pressing. I'm going to take my hemostats, and I really like using these to poke corners out. They're blunt but rounded, so I find they work really well for me, not to damage my materials, but to get a crisp corner. This is really cute. Oh goodness. All right, so I'm going to flatten everything best I can. And you are going to take this seam and it gets folded in. So you would want to iron that down also. Okay. For me, what I need to do right now is I need to fold this to where it's gonna be. And again, I'm doing this right now because I did not have a marking for my snap. But also, if you wanted to wait and see that you like where it lays, you're able to do that also. So I'm going to clip all this together so everything is lined up, and then I'm going to fold this down nicely and make sure everything is straight. And then I'm going to mark where that spot is. And I can see that there. Try not to stop looking at it. All right. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside my layers to that spot and punch a hole. This only went through the exterior. My lining does not have a hole. So what I'm going to do is take my set for my spring snaps, and I'll show you which ones are going where. Okay. The flat dome piece, this is really hard to show you. This piece is going to go on this side of this, and then you have the like spring snap beam. I guess that's what it is. I don't know what they're called. Okay, just saying. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to take a scrap piece of material, real small, just because this is only on woven. I don't normally just put spring snaps in woven. But I'm going to take a scrap piece of thin vinyl. You could do like Decaville Light, Decaville Heavy, Peltex, whatever you have. And I'm going to cut it down decently like that. I'm going to put that on top of this piece, and that is going inside those layers, which it is woven and fusible fleece at least on mine. But you're going to get that inside of there, and now it's sticking out. So that's gonna be the bottom of this piece, and then this little piece goes on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set those on both of those, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got both of those on. So what's gonna happen is when this gets folded over, there we go. It's real easy. It took me a while in my head to know which piece went to which die and to each other. And I finally have it down, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I had to pull a video up the first like 10 times I did it. I was constantly forgetting. All right, we are going to top stitch across this right here. Only here. And then trim your strings. Okay, got that top stitch. Now we are going to fold everything over and get everything lined up. You want everything to be as even as possible. Taking care to make sure also that that opening you had, everything is folded nicely. Okay. And then you can go ahead and see we're almost done. It's really cute. Okay, we are going to stitch around here, not here. This is just a folded side. You do not have to stitch it. We're gonna back stitch at the start and the stop, but also right here and right here for reinforcement. Okay, so little back stitch. I'm not gonna back stitch over the tab because I already did on the inside, so I don't think I need to here. Okay. And then I'm gonna take my lighter and just make sure the ends of my threads are nice. Got a little weird over here. Trim it a little bit more. I think it's fine. It's so cute. All right. I don't have sunglasses anywhere near me, so just pretend. Can't see. I'm blind. That's a nice size for. Okay, so they go down a little bit there. Man, I am blind. Okay, the only thing is with the snap, I wouldn't squeeze my glasses. You're gonna kind of have to. Anyways, hi. Can't see. That's This is fun. It's really cute. I wanna make more of these. I'll have to maybe like a good spring project to like get ready for summer and then like into Halloween. You can make whenever. You can make like a Christmas coffin. We're on Halloween right now, Brittany. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this quick little project, but super satisfying. Check out the rest of the 13 days of Halloween. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love if you did. I hope you have a great